person acting out of ego. Why? So all of us know that a person who is acting out of ego, this person has taken a strong position, right? Would you call that state a logical state or an emotional state? Is that position a person is holding, is it logical state or emotional state? At the core.
Most of the things it's emotional.
It's emotional, right? It may have started with logic, and there might be more logic to support the emotional state, right? That rationalization will keep coming. No, this is right because of blah, 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 blah. But at the core, this is an emotional state, right? When somebody has taken a strong emotional state, right, you have to, if you keep throwing logic at this person, nothing matters. Then somebody, you mentioned, right, the more logically you try to convince the person, the more stronger position this person takes. Yes? And we talk about this conscious mind, subconscious mind, rider-elephant analogy in coaching thing. So, but I'm sure all of you know about conscious mind and subconscious mind, right? So basically the person is acting out of subconscious mind. The person has taken a strong position, right? If a person has taken a stronger position, right, and logic is not going to help, you have to apply some other technique, right? Number one would be what? So what do you think should happen in this case? A person has taken a strong emotional position. One thing could be ignore the person. If you ignore the person, what will happen?
Might become stronger. Emotion might become stronger.
Stronger. You might hope that this thing will go down, right? So let me just quickly, just to wrap it up, I'm just going to talk about my stuff and then we'll see if you have some additional point. Number one thing is you acknowledge the position. Most people take a strong position if they do not see any support around them. If they do not see any support around them, they feel more need to verbalize their position more and more. Right? In many cases, if it is not strong emotional state but mild, you can say ego position. If you just say, okay, I understand that you are saying this and this, or this thing matters to you, just acknowledging that with possibly listing it on a piece of paper. If you say something, I come to the board and say, okay, I hear that is one of the options Syed is saying, and write it down. Do you think Syed will feel more calm and relaxed that my concern has been taken care of? Right? So one thing is verbal acknowledgement, and the second thing is if you feel the person may feel the idea is lost somewhere, right? You could possibly write it down on paper. Right? That's one thing. In many cases, the more attention you give to a person, the more vocal the person becomes. Right? Once you acknowledge the thing, you have to again balance it with other people's thing. You have to smartly move away from this person to the rest of the thing. If you keep focusing, keep pacifying this person, this guy will talk all the time of the meeting. Right? So acknowledge, possibly list it, and then say, okay, just Syed feels this way. Do we have some other ideas in the room? So keep it very neutral. Don't keep it threatening. The Syed feels this way. Does anybody feel Syed is wrong? So that's not the right way of asking. So questioning, powerful questioning is very important. You might say, are there any other ideas in the room? That's a very neutral statement. And maybe you can start writing those things also, right? So the second thing I'm talking about it, balance other views. In many cases, like the example we talked about, the architect feeling threatened, right, because of something, and the person is not sort of shifting his position. Now, you as a facilitator has to help the group reach a decision, right? And now this person is holding a strong position. What do you think you could do? you have to step forward, right? One person is strongly associated with one idea, and some other people have a different idea, right? What other techniques can you use to help the group move forward? What do you think?
Voting helps.
Hmm?
Voting helps.
Voting helps, right?
Brainstorm.
Hmm?
Brainstorm with other members also.
So brainstorming
Yes,
is balancing,
got the list.
basically you're balancing with other people's view. That has happened. So basically you're talking about converging, right? So voting is one option, right? Before voting, I would say a thing is reassert the goal. I think somebody did mention that point. You guys had that number one
Yeah.
point, right? Realign the goal, reassert. Reassert the goal is very important. I remind people what we're talking about. And then if people are still, two people have a strong position, you know, this is better, this is better. The other option you can think of is you create an objective criteria. Create this applies specifically the case we're talking about. An architect taking a position that this design is better. You could step away from that, you acknowledge that, step away from that, and then talk about, guys, if we are looking for the solution, what do you think will be the characteristics of an ideal solution? Yes? So you talk about the criteria, and then you evaluate those options on that criteria, right? Then this is the last point. Now, I'm not listing it down, voting and all, because that's more about a converging thing. But just to take care of the ego part, if you try these things, not all the 4 steps, but keep in mind that there are different approaches to take care of a person who is holding a strong position. First, you have to mellow the person down, keep the emotions down by acknowledging, by listening, and then let focus on other people's opinion, and then create an objective, reset the goal and create an objective criteria. These things possibly could help. So one thing I would say here is reassert the participatory values. The 4 values, you know, we talked about: mutual understanding, inclusive solution, all those things, right? So if you are breaking the session, if you feel that there is a clear polarization, there is strong emotions going on, you feel that if I push these guys for a decision, it may not be an optimal decision. So you might break the group for a break or something. Reassert the participatory value. Guys, just want to remind you that over here we have to, as a group, we have to move towards a solution, and consent is more important than agreement. You may not have perfect agreement and all, but you have to make sure everybody is aligned to the goal, and those kind of sugar coating you may have to do a little bit, just to help people step away from the position.
I think the point we're trying to make would be objective criteria, where we have an objective criteria and our data is supporting that objective criteria.
Yeah, data point, yes.
Data is
Thanks for reminding. So data point is, yes, you're right. It's more about data will help. So as a facilitator, I would stay away from saying that, you know, I have a data which contradicts with your position. You might ask the people, you know, okay guys, if we have to evaluate any solution, forget about Sayed's solution or Satish solution, if you have to any solution that works for us, what could be an objective criteria? And you might do dot plotting on itself, finally the 3 or 4 point criteria, right? And then, if the emotion is still high, you might say, given that we have this criteria, why don't we take a break of half an hour, 1 hour, 1 day, where we evaluate 2 or 3 options which we have listed down on that criteria and come back and meet tomorrow, right? So there is no, it's just a guideline. There is no hard and fast, or there is no one magic bullet solution that will work in all the cases. So as facilitator, that's the key thing. You have to always, you know, very observant of the team dynamics, the vibe in the room, right? Who is behaving what way.